guys, hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're not starting in my living room. Today we are starting in the bathroom. So I have been wanting to have a big clear out declutter of all my makeup for a while now, and I feel like now is the time to get stuck in. I've been obsessed with the Marie Kondo method, and I've done it in my bedroom, in my living room, and now it's finally time to get on with the makeup and stuff. So we're just gonna get started, get straight into it. So this is the bathroom setup. There's a lot of stuff here, a lot of products, and there's even more if we go into these drawers here. A little bit of mess as well, like it's not like very well organized. My boyfriend moved in with me a few months ago, and he's been very kind to let me basically own control of the bathroom, and this is his stuff in about 1% of total bathroom space. Very kind. What I need to clear out is dun 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 in here. As you can see, there was kind of sections initially, but they've all kind of just massed into one giant drawer of makeup, and it's pretty disorganized, and a lot of the stuff I forget that I have and I forget to use, so I really need to kind of go through it and get it all out. So this is everything that I own, out of the cupboards, out of the bathroom, makeup and other stuff. I don't really know where to start, so I'm gonna have a little think and figure out how to sort it out. Maybe do category by category. Let's go. So everything is now kind of organized into sections. There's kind of eye stuff over here, primers, bronzers, lipsticks are at the back, concealer, blusher, and then eyes and mascara all over the place as well. So I'm just going to do a section at a time. I'm going to start with primers and work our way through the face. Okay, so the primers that I have actually are really small, so I only have kind of 5. This one I can see straight away. This is one from Maybelline. This was the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I am just going to throw this away. I've had it for a long time. I never reach for it, and it definitely wasn't as good as the Smashbox one, which I have loved before, so that is definitely going in the trash. I think actually the rest of them I'm going to keep. This is one that I bought when I was in the States, and it's kind of a primer stick. It's pretty good, I think, but I haven't used it that much, so I'm going to keep playing with it. This one I really like, and it's actually not that much left of it, so as soon as it's finished I'm going to throw away the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer I have raved about before. And this kind of primer combination is what I'm really loving at the moment and what I'm using quite a lot. So this is the Cover FX Blurring Primer, which I've used a lot, and I really like that. And this is something really cool from Sephora. It's called the Beauty Amplifier Glow, and basically it has this kind of white kind of texture, but as soon as you rub it in, it almost turns like flesh colored and gives a kind of glowy undertone underneath your foundation, which I really like. So 4 primers I think is okay. So I'm actually surprised at myself that this is the only amount of foundations that I have, because usually I have a huge amount more. A couple that I can spot that I'm already going to get rid of are these 2 here. This is the L'Oreal Glam Nude CC Creams. It was kind of cool, but it just dried me out and just didn't look that great. This one was a sample that I got. It's kind of a Korean brand. I absolutely never reach for it. Some other ones on here. So this is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. This lasts forever on your face, but it is quite drying. And actually, I'm almost out of it anyway, and it's really old, so I'm just gonna chuck it away. These are the 2 that I'm wearing a lot at the moment. This is the YSL All Hours Foundation, and then the Fenty Pro, they're a bit grubby and dirty, Pro Filter foundations. These I'm definitely keeping. Also definitely keeping the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser SPF. This was really great in the summer and I used it to death. This one is the Laura Geller Baked Foundation. So it's actually a powder foundation, but it's really good for kind of topping up. I actually really like using this with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser just to give a bit of extra coverage. So definitely keeping that as well. These 2 are not the right shade for me at all. The Revolution Stick has really nice coverage actually, but it just doesn't last at all. This one is definitely not. I've only used this once because it was not the right shade for me at all, but if I get tanned, maybe it'd be quite useful to keep. So I'm gonna chuck this one and keep the Rimmel Match foundation, I think. So I didn't really realize until I got everything out, but clearly I have a thing for concealers. There are 20 concealers here, which is ridiculous. I definitely don't need this many. First, this is one from Clinique that I used to use a lot, but it's an empty one now. These are, I have a few of these lying around. This is the NYX HD Concealer Corrector. They're looking kind of empty and I just don't use them anymore. This is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That's what I'm definitely going to keep. This MAC one, I don't even remember what this is called. Mineralized concealer is practically empty as well. I started getting into kind of color correcting concealers at one point, and this green concealer was to kind of eliminate redness, but basically I just started improving my skincare and wearing full coverage foundation, so I have no use for these anymore, so they're gonna go as well. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This one was pretty good actually. I kind of liked it and I really liked the applicator. My collection one was better, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. These two I have here are two different shades. This is the Maybelline, I believe it is, Anti-Age Eye Eraser. I'm gonna give this one away because, well, not give it away, but it's just a bit gross and old and I don't really want to use this sponge anymore. But this one is fairly new and I've still got a little bit left, and this is the kind of pink kind of eye brightener one, so I'm going to keep that one but throw this one away. This is a really good concealer that I got in a sample kit once. This is from Pur Cosmetics. I use this on kind of blemishes and kind of targeted areas rather than under the eyes, and it just eliminates it, so that's really good. These are all my Lasting Collection Perfection concealers. A lot of them are in different shades. Okay, so I'm going to trim it down to just a couple and get rid of the ones that are empty. And so this is the collection that I've managed to get it down to, and then that's what I'm going to keep for concealers. So next up is powder and setting powder. So I have a few here. This one I'm 100% keeping. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I use this every day and there's still quite a lot in there, so I'm definitely keeping that one. This one is a banana setting powder, someone or other. This is quite a good one for like kind of really brightening those under eyes, and I quite like it as well, so I'm going to keep that one as well. This is the Maybelline Master Fix Loose Setting Powder. This is not the one I really wanted the Fit Me one, which is what Nikki Tutorials loves. This is so white. It's so much flashback and it's kind of really drying, so I'm going to see if anybody else wants it. This is a really good one from MAC. This is the MAC Studio Care Blend Pressed Setting Powder in Light, and you can clear, this is clearly a loved product, but there's still quite a lot in there, and this is just really good for kind of touching up through the day, so I'm definitely keeping that one. There's clearly a lot in here. This is the Kat Von D Translucent Locket Setting Powder. It's good and it's really good for baking. I'm just not sure because I use my Laura Mercier one all the time, but maybe I should give it to a friend. And the last one, this is the Makeup Revolution Lace Baking Powder. This for me was, I think, was too drying. I think I only used it once though, so maybe I'll try it a couple more times just to be sure, but if not, I'm gonna give it away to a friend. So that means I've just got these 3 setting powders with me, but I think these are the ones that I'm gonna stick with. So next up we have kind of bronzer and contour bits and pieces. A couple here that I'm definitely going to keep. This is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. I have to be very careful because it's broken. Oh, and it's even more broken. Oh no, sad. But I'm definitely keeping this. This is a really gorgeous bronzer. I use it most days. This is also a good one, and this is one I usually kind of take traveling. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and not only does it smell amazing, but it just blends beautifully well. Definitely keeping that one. That's really great to travel with. This is another really beautiful bronzer that I'm definitely going to keep. This is from Estee Lauder and in the Victoria Beckham collection, and this is Java Sun. So it's just a really beautiful kind of matte bronzer and in some really stunning packaging as well. So I'm definitely going to keep that one. This is also a really cute one. This is another classic one. This is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit. This will be really great for traveling. I've used it when I've gone on holiday before, so that I'll definitely keep as well. The rest of it, then, this is when it starts to get really tricky when it comes to bronzer. So this is the MAC Mineralize bronzer in, I think, medium deep. I broke it, and clearly you can see that like half the pan is gone, but this half is fine. I don't think I'm going to keep this one just because I never reach for it, but let's see. And then this one, I've never even opened, actually, yes, I have opened it. It's a bit shimmery, you can't really tell on camera, but it's a bit shimmery, a bit powdery, chalky. I got it free as a sample, so I'm going to give that one away. This was another kind of sample brand that I got called Inca, and it's basically like a powder bronzer. It's really difficult to work with, to be honest. I've tried it a few times just because you can't control it that well, so I think I'm going to give that away as well. I much prefer kind of more of a set powder rather than a loose powder. The rest of these are all kind of contour products. This is my one of my first ever kind of contour powders, and I used to use it all the time. Hit pan on this one here. I don't know, we'll come back to it. This one I'm definitely going to get rid of because I've almost kind of used up all of this one, and I have a better shade of bronzer for this anyway, and this one's kind of a bit dirty and mucky. So this is from Smashbox, but it's a really good intro to contouring. Did this one, I think, again, I got as a freebie, and it's the Sleek kind of contour palette with a highlight and a contour there. I've never used it actually, so I'm going to keep it. That could be really cute for travel if I like it. So then I have 3 contour sticks. I'm definitely going to keep the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour wand. That still works really well for me. I really enjoy using that. This is one from NYX, and to be honest, it's like almost empty, as you can see. So I'm going to chuck that away. And I didn't use the highlight end of that anyway. This is another one from Illamasqua. This is almost like a gel, which is quite an interesting texture. So I'm gonna give it away, see if anybody else would like. Okay, so now we're into the blush section, and you'll start to see how old some of this stuff is and how kind of broken up it is. So a couple that I'm definitely keeping. This is a favorite. This is the Life's a Peach by L'Oreal. I use this most days, so I'm definitely keeping that. It's a beautiful blush for the summer. This one is broken, first of all. I don't even know why I've kept it, and there's clearly like hardly anything left, but it was a really beautiful blush, and I can't even make out the name of it anymore, which is a shame, so I'm gonna have to try and find it when I go back to MAC, but that is definitely going. Sticking with MAC, this was a blush I think I got as a present from my sister actually. It's called Breezy, and I just thought it was always just too bright a color for me, but I never used it. Maybe I should play around with it, or even maybe start to use it as an eyeshadow, because it's a really pretty color. So let's see about this one. A couple of other kind of single blushes here. This is one from Elf. Again, you can kind of see the kind of color palettes that I really like, but I feel like with this one there's very, very low pigment to it, so I think I'm going to throw this one, or give it away to a friend, I should say. I'm not going to throw it away. This is a fairly new one. It looks old because I've broken it, but this is from Kiko, and this I feel is a lot more pigmented, and it's a really cute shape for traveling as well, so I'm going to keep this one. This is another, again, these are all the very similar shades, but this is, I guess, slightly darker from Pixie, but I do really, really like it as well, and that's a really good travel size as well, so I'm going to keep this one. This is another one from Kiko. It's a cream blush, and I really like that. Actually, that'd be a really good lip color. That's probably why I was drawn to it so much. This is a fairly new one, so I'm going to keep this as well. This is from Bare Minerals, and it's, I don't know if it's a blush come highlight, but it's super glittery, and I've tried it once and it was just too much, but maybe in the summer this could look really beautiful, this kind of peachy, or you even use it on the eyes rather than as a blush, so I'm gonna keep that. And so this is what I have from Benefit. This was one of their cute little sets that they sometimes bring out, and it's a bit old now, and basically I kind of took out the individual bits, so all I've got left is this blusher. So I think I'm going to have to part ways with this one unless I can take it out, but I don't think I'll be able to. These 3 are some really nice blushes. This is Sugar Bomb, which is kind of a peachy one, but I just think it's really old now, and I've got so many of that color that I think I'm going to part ways with that one. This is called Throb, which again was a really pinky one, and I just think this would really wash me out. I think it's not really my color anymore, so I'm going to part ways with that one as well. Dallas is a great blush, and I think I'm going to keep this one just because it's a bit of a classic. And then I have like a mini Benetton. I never used this, but apparently it's a really good kind of stain, but I just find it quite difficult to work with. Somebody else might enjoy it a bit more than I do. So these are the blushes that I'm left with. So there's still quite a lot, and to be honest, they're all kind of similar colors. This one's probably a little bit different. Not buy any more blush for a little while. I think I'm good for blush. Considering I don't use that much highlight, I have a huge amount of highlighter that I've definitely collected over the years. So there's definitely a couple here that I'm definitely going to throw away. I've had this for God knows how long. I'm definitely giving this away, and I wouldn't even give it to a friend because I've had it for such a long time, like years. This was another one I think I got as a sample. It's like a highlighting pen, but it just looks kind of pinky and chalky, so no, not cool. Sticking with the theme of liquid highlighters for a little while, I have these two from Pixie that I think I got as part of a set as the Glow Booster. I've never really given these a fair chance, to be honest, and I think I would really like to, so I'm going to keep these just because I've never really tried them. And then a couple more liquid highlighters. This is one from Under the Stories. This is the Twinkle Pearl Radiance Cream. It looks a bit funky in the bottle now, so I think I'm gonna part ways with this one. These couple here I'm definitely keeping. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I do use this quite a lot. It's kind of a mix between a primer and a highlighter. I prefer it as like an under the foundation highlighter, so definitely keeping that. And this is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. I think this is in Rose Gold, I think it is. So these are really good. I like to mix them with foundation or wear under foundation, so definitely keeping these two. This is another one. This is High Beam from Benefit. I'm going to keep this one because it's just such a cute little sample, and it's a bit of a classic as well, so I'm going to wear that more often than. Now the rest are pretty much powders. So this is the Makeup Revolution Strobe Highlighter. I don't think I ever used this, to be honest. This is really bad. But I think it's just really pink and chalky and not my kind of bag. I've kind of moved away from stuff like this, so somebody else may very well enjoy it. This is a really nice one from Wet n Wild that I'm going to keep. It's pretty kind of highlighty, but more kind of my style and not so kind of, it's pretty blingy, but you can use kind of it sparingly, and it's really nice and dirt cheap as well. So I do recommend that you pick that up if you like it. Belle Pierre Shimmer like roll-on. It's like a roll-on stick, and I think I maybe have used this in a video. It's really pretty actually, but just the format and using it is just a little bit strange, and it's really hard to blend in. So I might see if somebody else wants to kind of have a play around with that. Another one from Belle Pierre is this, oh gosh, like white highlighting powder. Oh my god, that's like, to be fair, that would be really cool if you were doing like Halloween or something, but I think I have other things similar, so maybe that will go in my kind of costume makeup box. Let's see. This one is almost not really a highlighter, but I'm definitely keeping it. This is the Ambient Lighting palette from Hourglass, and this is in dim light. I love this. I use it all the time. Definitely keeping it. Now these two highlighter palettes, I'm not sure I'm going to keep. I really didn't like this sleek one. I just found like, so there's cream highlighters here, which were just kind of chalky and a bit of a mess. And then like a powder highlight here, which I also didn't really like. So somebody else may very well enjoy that. And this is the Becca collaboration with Chrissy Teigen that she did. And it's not just highlight, to be fair. There's highlighter, there's a blush, and there's a bronzer here as well. But I just never go for this. I never reach for it. So maybe somebody else might enjoy playing around with that. So I think I've cut that down quite a lot actually, and I'm very happy with the highlighter collection that I now have.